Hi guys, I thought I would just share with you an exercise that I do from time to time, and it's really good. It's a really great way to enable you to practice, say, different features, different like styles of hands, and just really creating different characters in your paintings as just a means of warming up. So this is something that I do every morning, and what I have is several bits of paper that have been stamped on and stamped. These were done with some jelly paint, and so this is one of the stages that I do. And basically what you're doing is in the same way that you would maybe do your morning pages. This is like morning pages for paint, and so it's just a way of laying down paint. There's no structure, there's no specific I've got to create something here. It's just about laying down paint, laying down patterns, and then walking away. And then the great thing about this is that then you can come back to the second stage once you've kind of like I'd say got it out of your system. You can come back to the next stage and then see what images you can find within what you've done. And so I'll show you some things that I've been working on. So these are examples of, I'd laid down the first stage, and the second stage now is creating a character. And here's 3 that I'm working on at the moment. And all I'm doing is trying to pick out what forms, what shapes I can see within the paint that had been laid down. So there was 4 in this series, but I actually like the way that the 4th one is just as a, I might use it as a an ATC card, because I really love the colours. Let's see if I can come in a bit closer. So here are some of the colours within that, and I like it as it is, and I don't think I'll be adding any characters to that. I'll just use that as it is. It's quite small anyway. All of these ones are quite small, sort of like just under 5 by 7. But it doesn't really matter. It's whatever you've got. I'm just going to measure it. But whatever you've got in terms of, it doesn't matter whatever size. So there's no, it's got to be this size. So these were small enough to kind of be like a quick get in there. I've got 15 minutes. I'll do something. And what I do is work on them at the same time. So I'll work on this one first, and then when I'm done with that, I'll move on to the next, might add some colour, and then move on to here, add some more colour. This one is nearly complete. I saw these 2 in here, and I'm not sure what their story is, but he's either showing her the sun or they're running away from the sun, but or comforting, or their poses are as if they're in a running mode, or she is anyway. He looks like he's more stopped. But yeah, so this is one that came. So I'm going to show you how on one of the papers I would pick up, say, an image, and then I'm going to finish these. Okay, so this is just another one that's this was the jelly plate, and the last bit excuse me, getting the paint off. Okay, so we're going to look at some of these and see. I mean, some of these I'll just use and tear up as backgrounds. But what I do is I look at it in all its directions and see what I can see. And sometimes the images are quite clear. The forms, shapes, say, are quite clear. And sometimes it might mean, okay, it could do with another layer of paint. I can see a couple of figures over here, but I don't want it to be I don't want it to just yeah, these two are quite strong. There's maybe a third here, but I'm not too sure what they're doing here in the middle. I can see a figure here, but we'll move on. So as I say, just turn it round, see what comes up. Okay, I might use this one. I'm liking that one. And this one, you can see a figure here. This one probably needs a bit more work. But actually, now I can see some features here. Maybe they look like they're dancers. Maybe. I'm not sure. But the only way to, and this is one that I saw, and it can be so simple shapes, simple patterns on the paper, and then you bring forth a character. So okay, we're gonna go for this one, and I'll show you how I work it. So I use, if I can find it now, a charcoal pencil. I never used to like to work with charcoal, but I found these, and they come in a Prang Professional, and I've had these for years, and they've lasted forever. There's 12, and I must be using 3 in one go, but I've got, yeah, let's see how much I've got left in here. Yeah, I've got about 6 in there left. They do last quite a bit because I use them for drawing the characters. Anyway, so let me just again see, I can see something this way, but I can't. Okay, I'm getting something here. Features. Actually, yeah, I quite like this one. Let me just see, this way I was getting more of the head shape. See, I'm getting something this way. I think I'll go for this one. So basically what I can see is I can see her cheekbones here and her chin. She's looking upwards. I can see her mouth. And obviously because she's looking up, you can see her nostrils. I can see her eyes there. And she's got an afro-ish. or big hair. I could see the body, but it looks as if the body that I can see is not attached to this woman. So I can see quite clearly. Okay, so this is what we'll do. There's two figures. Yeah, there's two figures there. And she's like, you know, like they're leaning in to one another. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I wanted to use this flower in some way, so it's great that so we have to, so their faces look like they're merged here, so I'm gonna have to see how. Was a girl, but it's beginning to look like a guy. But we'll see as we kind of define the face a bit more. Okay, so. Bit. Now then what I have to decide is whether I want to keep the background or cover up their clothes, and I don't want to do that because I want to keep this pattern, but obviously there's some writing in here from where it was underneath the paper. Yeah, it's a guy then. Okay, so I've decided what to do with her arm. Can't really see his arm. You don't necessarily have to. It literally is just getting it down, and so that's what I would do. So I'd get to kind of here, and then I'm not sure what else is happening. In this scenario, I like the coloration, so I might just, for her anyway, just keep it simple. Next thing I would do, if I'm still not sure about finishing that, what I would do is I would then go on to another one, and I'd say, okay, I like working quickly like this. Let's see what we can find, and I find it really, it's a real challenge to kind of see what imagery is going to come up. I'm not sure. Okay, so this was... Okay, so I can see somebody here. And I literally just begin to draw what I see. It takes time. I mean, I used to do this. I remember doing this. I remember doing this when I was younger, and I can see somebody here. And it would be looking at my mum's curtains, and as you're looking at the curtains, you can see in the pattern, you can see like what you could say were faces, but we're just, you know, obviously the pattern coming together. And so, right, it was when I came across Miss Dell, and she was doing gut art, and up until then I just hadn't really paid any attention to some of the imagery that I was seeing. I never saw it in art when I was creating. It was, I'm trying to draw this person and this is what they look like. But it's a great way to practice faces. I always wanted to create my own faces and just practice, really. But this way, some of the faces you come up with are ones that I would never have... Just see which way he's... I would never have normally drawn. He's going to have ginger hair. Yeah, I would never have normally drawn some of these characters, and it's quite... I like it because you never know what you're going to come up with. Or who's going to stay. It's not all the time that the characters stay. They might not work. I mean, she's not working. She's not what I saw. So I can change it into more what I saw. Okay, so the next stage for this will be to, using a brush, just go over some of the lines, and basically what that does is it sets the charcoal. It's still movable, but you don't get all those, you know, the dust. You don't get it coming up. So I just go around with the brush, and I never knew you could do this with charcoal. It was just purely by accident. I was trying to get rid of no, I was playing with the charcoal that I'd found this these pencils again because I hadn't been using them. And found out that, you know, you could add water, and it's almost like, you know, you're painting. So as I say, you know, if I did that over the charcoal, it doesn't come off, which this one that's not yet set, you know, it's not yet been activated with water. Okay, so because I want to keep the colour in their clothes, I'm just gonna, and their hair, let's give him a t-shirt. Okay. The next thing I do is I'll probably use gesso to begin with, because I just want it to be not necessarily, because there's so much colour going on in them, I just want it to be plain, but I also want to cover up some of the writing. So I'll just take my brush with some gesso, and that will also, so it's not only getting rid of some of the writing, it will add weight to the picture. And then they start to pop, as it were. They become more prominent. And then just around him. And it just defines them a bit better. The colour that I wanted to put around them was like a light blue. I've been seeing quite a few couples in my paintings. So we saw these two as well. And they're all kind of hugging. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of this to her dress. I mean, the other thing you could add is some collage. So now I'm just kind of going for their face, and then just really just defining a bit more, but I use the gesso. With paint, you would see some of the I don't particularly want to see the writing, though I'm not going to necessarily cover it all up. I just really want to just add to the dimensions of the painting, if that makes sense. Might not. Okay, so actually I don't think I will cover up too much. Next thing I'll start to do is using some of colours. So we've got some pinks here, and adding it to their faces, just kind of bringing some unified colour to them. And just just differentiating their faces to the colour that's going to be left on their clothes. Not worrying too much, because again, this is just about play. As I say, just, you know, using the colours. In such a way that you're giving them life. Again, play. I like seeing more than one colour in, you know, when you look at our faces, we're not just one colour, but there's so much going on. There is so much going on, and I will use some of my favourite colours. These are just some light blues and some reds, pink, more pink. Just a touch, just really add in colour to her dress. Her dress doesn't really need much colour, but just defining it. A bit here. Bit on his neck. Now I don't really want to use any more on here in terms of that bread. And then what I'll do, let me wash my brush. I want to add some of this blue. This blue is my favourite. This is my favourite blue. It's more like it's a highlights. It's just gorgeous. And I just literally use it to pick up some colour, and we'll use it on her. So mainly use it on the skin, but do use it on clothes, and just to bring out some of the balance, just to balance it out. I mean, I just love this colour. Use quite a bit at the bottom of the skirt. I was going to suggest to add some just use up this red. the pink. I don't think I'll use it up on them. On him, I wanted to do yellow, but not that yellow, this yellow. This is a medium yellow. Just wanted to give his clothes some colour, but then you'll still see what's underneath. Quite a colourful couple. Just a bit there, his shoulders. Because I haven't really decided what's in the background. Just using what's on my brush. So again, as I said, you know, you're just playing. I think I want some orange. There is the orange. Orange has gone for a walkabout. So what I would do, what I'm doing is just really seeing what colours, it's what colours I feel like adding. So there you are. I'm not necessarily doing a realistic, I'm not doing a realistic couple. I'll just go with the colours I feel like. I want to use orange, I wanted to use yellow on him. You can still see the blues in his hair. And I guess you'd call it intuitive painting, not really saying, okay, well, he wouldn't necessarily have yellow hair, so he can't, or orange hair, or, you know. I'm liking how they're looking. She's actually got her eyes closed, and that's her eyebrow. You just add a little bit of orange to her, just in parts. I was going to use this colour, it's the linen, and this would literally just to be adding some highlights. I'm not using a particularly small brush. And at all. I just love it, the light blue, just the added some highlights really around the hair, and just around them. And you read, I guess you read. I mean, I could put some words there. But you read whatever it is that you read into the painting. I wasn't expecting to draw this, out of a piece of paper that this is scrap paper. You've now been able to play, and you can this can either be the basis for a painting, a story, or anything. Because you've just allowed yourself to, okay, whatever comes out, then it frees you up in terms of your creativity as well. So whether I do an horizon, whether they're, I might just do, sometimes I do backgrounds, or I just do like the horizon line and they're in a park, or they're, if we take that one out, they're at a beach. And the sun's shining. Maybe the sun will shine, yeah. She looks like she's enjoying the sunshine. So what I might do then with my bright yellow is just add sun. You've got a bit of the yellow on their skin anyway already. So we'll have the rays coming down. The ray will hit her and him on the side of their face. They're by the sea. I like that. They could be on a boat. They're on a boat. So this bit of this will be form part of the boat. I've done a few pictures where so this will be the boat that they're on, and then you'll see the sea. It's like feeling the waves, or just because this is blue, I'm not going to touch that, so you'll see the blue. I'll kind of darken I'll darken the sea a bit. Actually, so will look like they're right up towards the edge of the boat. It's like a cruise ship, and they're enjoying. See, if we extend it, they are then right up on the boat, or you know, this could even be a veranda. Not a veranda, yeah. They've got a sea view home. And they're enjoying the sea, and that's where my blue comes in. I've got some other blues, but this is I guess this is the one that I use for kind of it's highlights. So the sky. I've got this blue, which is says "Look at me" blue, and I'll use that for darkening the water a bit. There we go. And so you've got them on a boat. We're just darkening there a bit. There we go. It's quite easily adapted to what we want, you know, whatever we want. And I'll just, so we lighten the sky a bit. And then we'll do some highlights, and then obviously you'll get the rays of the sun. I really do love this blue. It's just one of my favourites. We're not going to fuss with this too much, because it's the essence of, you know, of the images. This is like it reminds me of the image Titanic, when they're standing on that pole bit. I want to just lighten the sea because it's kind of looking a bit I've done quite a few images, as I say, where they're standing on a boat. Okay, alright, and then with this, I would do the same thing in the sense of so I want to highlight the sunshine, because you've got the sun kind of beating down. I've got some paint on here, I'm just going to get rid of it in another. So, as I say, they're just layers. Okay, sun, so we need some yellow. Just like that. We would see some sun wherever the decking that they're on, and she's got some sun on her shoulder. It's a nice sunny day. I'm going to leave it like that. So 30 minutes play, and you can come up with a range of different things.